Alright, I am up here at a customer's house in Brentwood, and they have a unique situation. Their situation is their kitchen sink stopped up, and the house is a slab-on foundation. So the line, when it was originally installed in the house in the mid-century, was installed through the middle of the house in the slab. Now they have terrazzo floors, and they don't want to do anything with the floors. They want to leave the floors untouched, which I can understand completely, knowing the cost of the terrazzo floors. So we had to come up with a creative situation to get their kitchen sink back and running, and I'm going to show you exactly what we did to do that. So come along. So I will point out on a side note, there was another company here that was looking at this job before us, and what they wanted to do was dig this entire length of the side of the house up and run the line around to the front of the house and tie back into the main sewer, which is about 350 feet of line. Now this slope is uphill, so in order to get the pitch in the pipe, they would be down nearly 7 feet in this corner before they made the turn around to the side of the house, which is just crazy. So we had to think outside of the box and offer the customer a solution that was going to work not only better for them and easier for us, but it was more cost effective. And this is what we came up with. Alright, so here I am in the basement with the sewer ejector system. This is the tank right here that will hold the pump. The pump, which is inside here, and I will show you real quick, is a massive thing. That's the pump. It will pump out the water from the kitchen sink. Now the kitchen sink line is temporarily here, dropping into a 50 gallon bucket so that the customer can use their kitchen sink while we're working on this system. I don't think a lot of people would do that, so that's thinking ahead. That's being smart. But here we have this setup. Now the drain will come down from the story above and drop into this tank, where it will then be pumped back up all the way up to the roof of the building and over across the roof to the front, where it will then tie in to the main sewer line. It sounds crazy because it is crazy, but it's definitely a solution that takes a lot of thinking to come up with. You need to really investigate, and this is not something that, you know, your average plumber is going to come and think of. So I'm going to show you the rest of this setup so you can see how we did it, and maybe this will apply to something that you have or an issue that you have in the future. If your house is a slab-on grade foundation, and you need to get some plumbing out of the foundation, or you're having a problem. So let me take you upstairs and we'll have a look. All right, here I am on the level above the level we were just on, and you can see the pipes running up here. We have these are vent pipes. This is the vent for the kitchen sink, and this is the vent for the actual sewer ejector pit. Now they both need to vent sewer gas up to the roof, and that's just part of LA code. This project itself is approved by the LA Planning Board to be done this way, so this isn't just something we cooked up and are putting in this person's home, and it's not jimmy rigged, I guess you could say. This is a legit fix that has gone through planning and is sized correctly. Now next to this pipe here will be another pipe coming up, and that pipe is what will carry the sewer from the pit below, which will be pumped up to the roof and across the roof and into the sewer line on the other side. So now I'm going to take you up to the roof and we'll see what's going on up there. Up here on the roof, where the line is that we are putting in here, you can see it right here on the ground, runs all the way across the roof to the front. And this line up here is cast iron. So this line will withstand the solar rays, which actually break down ABS pipe, ABS or plastic pipe, and that's why we don't use it exposed, because the UV rays make the pipe kind of brittle and you can almost just crush it with your hand over time. Whereas cast iron, I wouldn't necessarily say is a better material. It's a quieter material, but it will last exposed to the UV rays. So these are some of the materials that we're using to do this project. I just wanted to show you real quick. This is what we call unistrut, and it comes in multiple thicknesses. You can even, what we did here to get some extra height was we actually bolted a couple of them together to get that extra height to support the pipe up in the air. So this is a commonly used product for strapping pipes, conduit, and other materials to walls and all over the place. So very common material. These are your clamps right here, and these clamps just go around your pipe and you tighten this nut and it will hold it to the unistrut. It slips right into this little groove here. So if you have a project and you're trying to think of a way to attach something to a wall where it will be rigid and sturdy, this is the system you want to use, because this is going to hold it really, really sturdy. I also wanted to show you these. These are the no-hub clamps. These are called Husky bands that we use for connecting the pipes together. These are far superior to your regular no-hub bands. These are what the pros use. These things will withstand a much greater pressure or PSI inside the pipe at that joint than your regular no-hub band will. So if you have a job that's going to have high pressure, this is the type of band you want to use. And since we're pumping the water up from down in the basement, by the time it gets to the top here, it's got a lot of pressure running through it. And that pressure, what we call head pressure, is forcing against these no-hub bands. So you really want to make sure these are secure so you do not get that phone call in the middle of the night where water is pouring into your customer's house. So take the extra, step and use something that you have confidence in. All right.
Still giving him a hard time.
All right, that is the front of the house right there. That is the pipe running up the entire height of the building. And this is the main sewer connection. And this is where we're tying in. And I had to kind of bushwhack to get up here, and these people might be upset that I bushwhacked, but I was gentle. Gentle. Alright, now I'm going to show you one other thing. Alright, so those are the terrazzo floors I was talking about. And that's why they didn't want us to tear them up, because these are really expensive floors with brass inlay. They also have inside and underneath is radiant heating. It's electric radiant heating. It's a little old school, but it's definitely expensive floor to replace. So it's what we wanted to stay away from, and we did. All right, that is it. That is our creative solution for this customer to get them their kitchen sink back up and running. I know it's a little bit more in depth than your typical DIY project, but I have all the faith in the world that you guys can pull this off. So please subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. Beginning of next year, we're gonna have some awesome new shows coming up. We have a whole week on hammers, Hammer Week, and there's gonna be contests and awesome stuff to come. Again, please subscribe. So now you know, and knowing is half the battle.